of the most expensive legal mistakes creative companies make is assuming if my staff created it, then the company automatically owns it. It is not always that simple, and many organizations discovers this only after the brand becomes successful. I once saw a situation where a growing media company had invested heavily into branding, into video production, into their digital systems, their social media expansion, content development, and what have you. For years, everything seemed fine. The creative team handle the graphics, they handle the motion videos, their photography, their brand assets, their media campaigns, and so on. The company believed everything that was being done in the organization belonged to the organization because we paid for the work. What they do not realize is that a loophole has already been created and a problem has also been created. And it's just a matter of time before the gap will become very obvious. Some people in the company were freelancers without proper agreement. Some were just volunteers. Some were loosely engaged creatives here and there. And of course, staff members with vague employment terms. And most importantly, there was no clear intellectual property assignment structure. So as the brand became more visible, ownership questions started emerging. And humans, when they think, oh, this business of yours seems to have made it in quote and have started making money, suddenly the organization now realized that legal ownership of some certain assets was not as secured as they thought and as they assumed. And this is where many business owners misunderstand something that is very important. Payment alone does not transfer intellectual property rights to you as a company or as an employer, especially where ownership clauses are missing, contracts are unclear, licensing terms are undefined, or the creator retains their rights by law. Let me say this carefully. Operations and ownership are not the same thing. They are never the same thing. The person creating your media systems, your websites, your video content, your designs, your software, your branding assets may later claim the rights if your documentation is weak. This issue becomes extremely dangerous when the organization starts expanding, investors arrive, partnerships begun, disputes occur, or the brand actually becomes commercially very viable. Because what everybody assumed to belong to the company in actual sense never belongs to the company because the proper things were not put in place. This is why serious organizations protect themselves properly with strong employment agreements, intellectual property assignment clauses, contractual agreements, licensing structures, confidentiality provisions, and governance systems. The truth is, many organizations just focus on creating values, you're employing people, but very few focus on securing the backbone of the organization or protecting their intellectual assets. And legally speaking, those are two different things.